Stay with me as I blow your mind here. I am told by everyone that they want my business mindset. They're like, I want your outlook. I want your mindset. Like, you tend to not get bothered by things. Or if you do, you literally are like there for an hour, max there for like half a day, and then you're just over it. And it's so interesting that they then have stuff that happens to them that forces them to level up and have my mindset, and then they feel like they're doing something wrong. You are going to have an incredible business mindset when you have challenges and unexpected things and uncertainty and bumps in the road come at you at the worst time. And then it's up to you how you deal with things moving forward. You can't have an amazing mindset by always winning. You are not going to have an incredible mindset if everything is working for you. If you put a post up on Instagram and you make $20,000 and you feel like that you just need to do a little bit of effort for the maximum result, okay? And I think that this is where we get things a little bit muddled, because what an amazing business mindset comes from is you overcoming things and who you become in the process of that. So this may be why when you say, I want an amazing mindset, and then stuff happens, it's happening so you can have an amazing business mindset. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. You can't, it's, as Gary Vee says, you can't read about push-ups. Like, you're going to have to go and do that. And I feel that when we want to up level in that aspect, we are probably going to be calling more stuff in. And the reason that we are probably hyper aware of this is because I think that we then assume that when we have an amazing business mindset, that we are going to stay at this constant state or this peak of everything's amazing, I'm incredible. And then because we're like vibrating at this level, and then something that probably would normally happen happens, it kind of like takes us out of that. And then we assume that more stuff is happening, because the stuff is probably happening. You just were in a worse frame of mind that you wouldn't notice it as much. So what you then need to do is ask yourself, who are you going to be in that moment? And what decision are you going to make next to move through that? So let's just work with some examples here. Let's pretend that you have a client, everything is amazing, and they're like, yep, I want to work with you, invoice me. And you invoice them, and then they pull out at the last minute. You can make that mean so much, and you can really let the effects of that, like, fuck your day. You then get to make this decision of what is going to happen from now moving forward. So when you get the news that, oh, they're not going to work with you, or then they ghost you, or they don't pay you, what happens? Because who you decide to be in that moment, and you have a choice, is what will give you an incredible business mindset. Now, you are going to have to find what works for you. For me, I'm very spite driven. And it's not to be like, oh, well, fuck this person or fuck them. It's purely about me and my state and what moves through me in the moment, so I can keep showing up and keep serving. And what I mean by that is I find it really helpful to craft a little spite story where I'm like, great, don't work with me now. When you're ready, my books are going to be full. I then feel great. I latch onto that and I build upon that. So I'm like, yeah, this is fine. They're obviously not ready. I only want to work with people that are ready. I have a high standard for client work, and this is below my standard. So even though this is just not feeling great, maybe I've already spent that money. That's why I'm feeling a bit pissed. That's okay, because you have a whole globe of people that could be your customer. And you will find that when you have a process for moving through things, this is what will give you a really good mindset. And you just have to do enough of these repetitions that this becomes automatic, all right? And that you will have a good mindset by the continual crap that is being basically thrown at you and how you encounter that in that moment. I have this a lot with the Pilates studio, where you think about it, when we had classes, so we would do studio classes and mat classes, we did them back to back. In mat, we had 14, in studio, we had 4. So we really had like 18 people every single hour. And at night, I think we did the most classes we did was like 5. If it was 6, it'd be a private lesson. So we would have basically just under 100 people that would come in every single night. And could you imagine serving 100 customers every single day? You may be like, I don't even do that in a week. You might even do that in a month. So you can then imagine that if you were doing that with 100 people across, say, let's just pretend a month, you've got 100 clients a month. you're going to be dealing with stuff that maybe will happen. Like you'll have a bad day, then you'll have a good day, then you'll have like 2 clients that are a bit uneasy one day, and then you'll have a couple days that are fine. I was dealing with people literally like between morning classes and nighttime classes. It was actually more. I would say about like 150 people per day minimum. So I continually had crap happen to me. Now, because I was continually dealing with that, I had to get to a point where I had to move through this so quickly, because if I had an experience with a client that was not that fantastic, I could not take that energy into the next class. I could not make this about me when there were people that were here to have an incredible experience that they paid for. And I had to get to a point where I was moving through things really fucking fast, because I couldn't fuck my business by just holding into that. And I think one of the problems that we have now with online business, we can be a bit self-indulgent, because it feels good because it is so familiar sometimes when we feel a certain way that is negative, right? I remember listening to something, I think Joe Dispenza was talking about this, and he was talking about how it can feel really addictive to go back to like an old pattern and an old way of thinking, because it's so familiar, and there's something really nice about familiarity. And this is something I've really had to intentionally break up with. So for me, I would have in one day more happen than some people would deal with in a month or 2 months. And that was my life. That was my life. And you deal with that enough and you get really good at moving through stuff and having an incredible mindset. How I am right now is not because my business is better. I do have a good business though. It's not because, I have some gene or my it's not any of that. It is purely that I have just dealt with more crap than most people have by just being out there, that now I don't let stuff faze me. So if you are someone that wants to have an incredible business mindset and then you have something happen and you fall over, be like, thank fuck this is happening now. Awesome. I get to practice this in this moment, because let me tell you, if you want to have a big business and big goals, like if you see yourself having a multi-million-dollar business, the shit that you deal with now that can wreck your week, you will be so grateful to deal with something that small in future. So if you can't deal with stuff that's happening now and it really throws you, this is going to be a big roadblock for future you and the business that you're building. So anything that happens, any crap, that is helping you so much with your mindset. And you can't ask for an outcome if you are not prepared to go through the process to get there. And the process of having an incredible business mindset is dealing with everything that comes from having a fucking business. Hot stuff. Now we've had this conversation, guess what's going to happen? Because the universe just loves to challenge us like this. You're probably going to have a couple of things that are going to happen now where you're going to be like, shit, great, I've got something fun to deal with. I've got a refund request, or I have a client that's like not paying me, or I have someone that's stealing my content, or whatever it is. You have some undesirable circumstance that is happening. You get to decide what your next move is and tell yourself that this is one incredible rep that is going to serve future you and build up that incredible mindset and that incredible resiliency that you want to have. Oof, hot stuff. Love this. Love you. I love you more than, and I actually have a feeling that this had an honorable mention in the last podcast episode. Laurent do $10 quiches. I love Laurent. They have a quiche Lorraine. It comes with this little side salad with this like honey mustard dressing. It's like a creamy mayo-y dressing. $10, 10 fucking bucks. You can't make it for that much. And I know that you may be like, how do you know that you can't? You don't cook. I can cook. I just choose not to cook. You can't make a quiche Lorraine for $10. By the time you go out and get the ingredients, also the labor, who has time for that? Who has time for that when we are building companies? You just don't. So I go there, I pay, I sit down, they bring me my delicious quiche, the staff are lovely, everyone's smiling. It has the demographic that I love to date. It's full of like 50 plus and it's sensational. Love that. So I love you more than that. I love you more than how spectacular it is today. I am looking outside and the weather is just so beautiful that it makes me feel emotional and I want to cry. It's really interesting that like back in Maitland, New South Wales, sunny days we always have sunny days. You come to Melbourne and I find this just grey. We've obviously come out of winter, but there's just like a level of greyness where you end up having like this new appreciation for a beautiful day. I love you more than the day that I had yesterday. It was spectacular. So I went for a little wander and I took myself out to lunch. I had the best lunch as well. I had this like niçoise salad with a lemon verbena meringue with red berries, a Diet Coke, an espresso, the bread, and the butter of the day. Incredible. I also love when you go to a place and they have like linen napkins and that the service is amazing and that you're drinking out of crystal glasses. And I just love that I spontaneously did that. So I love you more than that. I went for a little wander. I got my steps in. I did like 8,500 steps. It was so good. The weather was amazing. I went into this like fruit shop. Oh my God, stone fruit is here. Stone fruit is here. I bought some cherries and I bought some apricots and I'm walking home and I'm eating my apricots. I'm having the best afternoon ever. I saw this lamp that I want to buy that I'm going to have to just put on pause because I didn't realize that Ralph Lauren does interiors. And this lamp is Ralph Lauren, but it's a $2,000 lamp, but I want it. I want it so bad. It's beautiful. I can vision my life with the lamp and how things look. And the person that has this lamp is someone that I aspire to be. So hot stuff, I love you more than that. Go forth, be awesome, make your money, be sexy, put your authentic self out there. And most importantly, remember that if you want an incredible mindset, you're going to have to fucking work for it. Love you.